What's up, y'all? I just came to deliver the reading for the week that I was supposed to do in the last video. I don't know how I got caught up talking about two scriptures for almost an hour, but geez Louise. The message is just be messaging, and I gotta get the word out the way that it wants to come out. So let's go ahead and do this reading for the week. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as far as the rest of the astrology for I almost said December. For September, there's not too much going on because we still have Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Chiron. I feel like I'm missing one, but those are still in retrograde. Jupiter is what I missed. In Jupiter in retrograde. Venus and Mercury just came out of retrograde, but are both still in post-retrograde shadow. Okay, so this week we have our first quarter moon in Sag. The sun is going to move into Libra on the 23rd, and then on the 29th we have a full moon in Aries, but the full moon isn't until next week. So this week it's really not much going on, and next week it's not much going on. September is a really slow month, astrologically speaking. That's why during this Virgo season was a perfect time to really get with yourself, get organized, figure out what your priorities are and what you're focusing on to create your peace as you go into this rebirthing period of the year. So then October will definitely come with a few more changes, but still not too many, because we still got 5 or 6 planets in retrograde sitting where they're at, not moving. Just wanted to give y'all that astrology update. So things are pretty basic as far as the astrology. I will tell y'all though, with all this retrograde energy, be mindful that we are still in retrograde. We're still in post-retrograde shadow. There's still this energy of a need to reflect, redirect, and release. So make sure that you don't get so caught up in, I need to manifest this, I need to manifest that you forget to reflect, redirect, and release, because there's not going to be any room for your manifestations if you don't reflect, redirect, and release. You need to get to a point of closure with things that are not working, whether it's people, places, or things. You need to get to a space of redemption with the parts of yourself that need empowerment, okay? You need to release toxic thoughts, patterns, and behaviors that you know are not conducive to who it is that you are becoming. And this retrograde season is the perfect time to do that. We have multiple planets coming out of retrograde, I think in October and November. And then in December, majority of the planets will be back to their stationary points, because in December Jupiter is coming out of retrograde, Chiron is coming out, Neptune is coming out, and then before that we'll have the others. So we still got a little bit of time to sit with these retrogrades, but Pluto is coming out in October. I will tell y'all that Pluto is coming out in October, and these, as planets kind of come out of retrograde, some of these delays, some of the weight that you've been feeling, if you've just been feeling like things are tied up, you'll feel some of that energy release. So if you've been doing the work, it's going to reward you well. If you have not been doing the work, expect to go through these same cycles next year. I always tell y'all that. Every year we have retrograde season. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just something to be aware of. It's just, you just need to tap into the energy, reflect, redirect, and release, so that you can let go of the karmic bullshit that is cycling through. And next year, deal with the next set of lessons. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this reading for the week. Let me pull up the spread again. Y'all, I don't know who this message is for, but whenever somebody does not value you, don't appreciate you, why would you give them more energy? Why would you do that? It's not gonna work. If they don't already value and appreciate what you're giving them more is only gonna give them the notion that you're okay with them just siphoning your energy without any type of validation, appreciation, or none of that. Don't do it. If they already don't appreciate you, it's not that you have to pull back your energy, but definitely don't give them more. Only to the extent that you feel comfortable. After that, it's enough. Don't ever let nobody take your energy for free. Energy is not free. It's expensive. And it's not about money. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about if you give it energy, it needs to be energetically returned. It may not be energetically returned on a reciprocal scale that's equal every single time, but there needs to be an understanding that, hey, I'm giving you a lot of energy too, and you don't get to just dismiss that. I don't know who needed to hear that, but let me just remind you, don't give your energy away to people who don't value you. Go where you're appreciated. At the end of the day, Bigelow, stop it. I'm gonna put a cone on your head. Y'all, my poor dog has allergies and his skin is so itchy right now. He can't stop scratching his little booty. And earlier, it was like a little cut on there from him scratching and biting himself. And he just keeps doing it. I don't know what's wrong with him. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know who needed to hear that, but I just thought I'd, give that message real quick. Oh no, my bracelet. No, I don't have it on. Y'all, this is my Tree of Life bracelet. My wife bought me this bracelet and I love it. I wear it every day. I don't know why I didn't put it on today when I put my rings on, but I'm about to take my rings off anyway because I'm about to go in the kitchen and wash dishes and cook dinner. So there's no point in putting it on at this point. But I love that bracelet. I love the mixed metal. I love the small stones. I love the way that the Tree of Life branches out and its shape. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, baby. The theme of this week is definitely gonna be momentum. We got the Page of Swords, and then we have this Capricorn card come out. It's giving momentum, not physical momentum though, mental momentum. Our ideas are kind of percolating. We're willing to get out of our ego long enough to take a little bit of action on those ideas to kind of test the waters and see where they're going to take us, and that's bringing us a little bit closer to our goal. Not there yet, but the momentum for us to get there is definitely building. Okay, it's definitely building. So there's this energy of momentum and ideas, and I would say kind of like a new, fresh perspective that's brewing, and a momentum that's brewing with this fresh perspective. Yeah, I would say that's what I would say is going to be the theme of this week. There's also this energy of self-sacrifice, but it's not the self-sacrifice that looks like martyrdom. It's more of self-sacrifice in terms of getting out of your ego and into your heart, doing the things that you know are right despite what they look like to other people, or despite other people's judgments. Sacrificing your public image and authority for integrity is what I'm reading from this. So that's going to be another theme of the week. We kind of have this curiosity. There's these new ideas that are building. We're moving with caution, though there is momentum. We're communicating a little bit, but we're not saying too much. We seeking truth. We staying flexible, and we're staying integrous. Okay, is that a word? Integrous. We're maintaining our integrity. Okay, that's the theme of the week. The second question: positive influence of the week. Again, positive influences, forward movement and momentum. We got the 8 of Wands. That means things are picking up. We taking responsibility. We chugging and rugging along, baby. We chugging and rugging along. It's very much, things are working in my favor because I've already done the work to line things up. I've accepted the truth. I've let go of the deceptions. I've released the need to constantly be in a state of assessment, and I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's get it. Okay, that's the message of the 8 of Wands. And then y'all see, it says take responsibility. So the positive influence is definitely going to be in taking responsibility and facing your truth. You gain further momentum into your goals. You gain further favor and support into your goals. You gain further access to speed up the rebirthing process that you may be going through, the transformation process that you may be going through. The negative influence of this week, you may be arguing and going back and forth with somebody and need to regulate your emotions, regulate your ego to rein that situation in. We have the 5 of Swords, and we got this card with Nick and Lauren on it that say regulate the situation. The 5 of Swords is about conflict. It's like, sometimes we need to argue, we need to stand our ground, and we need to let our point get across. But sometimes we fight for the sake of, just for the sake of fighting, just for the sake of being right, just because we feel like we need to have all our guns blazing. And then by the time we won that battle, we don't even know if the war that we have started is worth it. And so you need to think about that. Before you start creating these battles, is the war that you're going to fight because of this, is it really worth it? Or do you need to regulate the situation and calm your ass the fuck down? Okay? It's giving me anger. It's giving impatience. It's giving impulsivity. It's giving watch your mouth and how you talk to people and what you say. Watch how you handle people and your actions. Okay? That's what the negative influence of the week. Key focus area. Baby, focus on regaining your power. Focus on regaining your confidence. Focus on understanding that even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't have all the resources, you have yourself. And if you're confident and secure in yourself, you can fake it until you make it. And you're never powerless. Okay? Never. Focus on maintaining your confidence. Focus on maintaining your integrity. Focus on maintaining your passion, your ambition, and your compassion. Okay? I'm sorry, my ear is itching. Lord. In my throat. I hate when people make that noise. So I'm trying to Not to make it. But I'm still trying to scratch. Okay. What do you need to release? Release doubt. Release doubt. Y'all, the one oracle card in this tarot deck came out, and the card says, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. It's just a random card that they put in the bottom, which is tarot deck. Normally, if I pull this card out, I put it back in the deck and I pull out another tarot card. When I was pulling these cards, Spirit said, leave it in there. It goes. So guess what I did? Left it in there. And guess what? It goes. Release the notion that you are not a badass because you are a badass. First of all. Release the notion that you are not full of life, that you don't have the energy, that you don't have the resources, you don't have the enlightenment, you don't have the empowerment, you don't have the support, because you do. You're full of life, love, and possibilities, just like it said. And not through this deck, but through this reading, through your self-admittance, through your self-recognition and reflection, may you find a path to your best self. Okay? Period. Then we have the manifestation power card come right behind that. So stop doubting yourself. The manifestations are on the way because you're a badass, you're full of life, and life is full of possibilities. I done told y'all that. Release the doubt. Release the self-criticism. Release the self-judgment. Okay? Manifestation of the week. New ideas which bring hope for the future is what's going to be manifested this week. You may even get to a point where you take a small trip, a short trip, or you take not a short trip, meaning the distance is short. The distance might be long, but the time on the trip could be short. And taking that trip shifts your perspective. It's definitely giving, the manifestation is going to be a new perspective based on a change of scenery that gives you some hope. And I like that. I love that. I'm going to Mississippi to visit my mom at the end of this week for her birthday. And so I was hoping that I would get some type of insights from this trip, even though I'm not looking forward to it. I'm just looking forward to see my mama. And this is kind of giving me confirmation that I will. Not this reading for me. This reading is for y'all, but take that how you will. But the Six of Swords definitely is associated with traveling, but more so traveling mentally than physically. Mantra to keep in mind this week. Did I not pull a card for y'all's mantra? Sorry, guys. Mantra to keep in mind this week. All right, we got the number 26, which is love partnership. We got to read it to you all. And for those of you that like to see the cards, it says, this card indicates a time when a romantic relationship is about to enter your life. Perhaps you are single and are about to meet a special someone, or maybe your current relationship is about to progress to a deeper level of understanding and commitment. Either way, love is just around the corner, provided you believe. In the meantime, you're being encouraged to focus on what you have to offer rather than what you'd like to receive. By doing so, you'll attract a mutually loving relationship that serves both parties' needs. Remember, you must believe that love exists in order to attract it into your life. So work on any limiting beliefs or negative thoughts you may have about love. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythms and cycles of your life, cycles that are leading you towards a romantic love relationship. So love and appreciate yourself as you are today. Embrace your imperfections and be assured that you are worthy of love. Your loved one will appear when you know without a doubt that you are lovable and deserving. And there's an affirmation. It says, I don't know how, I don't know when, but love is on its way. So for those of you who are already in a relationship, this could mean that the love and support that you want in your workplace and your business is on the way. It could mean that the love and support that you're seeking in friendships is on the way. It could mean that the love and support that you're seeking from your current partner that you don't feel that you've gotten is on the way. For the rest of you, definitely deeper, more satisfactory love is on the way for you. Okay. And the mantra to keep in mind is that you're worthy of it and you deserve it, not only that it's on the way. Okay. We also have a couple of cards that I pulled additionally. We got the World and the Page of Cups. This is telling me, we need to continue to focus on discipline and allow our self-discipline to serve as a form of healing. Because when we're self-disciplined, we make better choices. When we make better choices, our world is more balanced and consistent. And when our world is more balanced and consistent, we can be a better message, better vessel to ourselves, both our past selves, our past selves and our current selves, which feed into our future self. We also need to understand and accept the fact that emotions are energy in motion. And sometimes our emotions don't always come from divine guidance. Sometimes our emotions come from experience, baggage, and things that we have failed to release. So we can't always directly identify with our emotions, but we can validate them and give them instructions, okay? And so remind yourself to do that. Postcard from Spirit. Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built. Yes, a good solid foundation and yet flexibility too in case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it is built from a solid base. Whether it be an idea that takes form one step at a time, or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation, dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see this is true in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general site check to ensure your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and sound foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come visit. We are so happy for you and so intrigued by what you are building. Yes, I love that. I will leave you guys with that. That is our reading for the week. That is the astrology update for the month. I hope this has been enjoyable for you guys. Make sure you thumbs up the video to help me get out into the algorithm. Leave a comment to let me know that you were here so we can make conversation, and share this video to a friend that needs to hear these messages. It really does help me out a lot, and I do appreciate it. If no one else has told you today, you are loved, you are heavily protected, divinely guided, and highly favored in all that you are and all that you do. And I hope you all